how we need to take care of our minds the same way we take care of our bodies, right? We do so much for our bodies. We go to the gym and work out. We take care of our skins by drinking a lot of water and using proper skincare. We go to the spas for all of our treatments for our body that will help us glow and feel good. We also eat really well. We nourish our bodies with high nutrient density foods. And we move, right? We look up ways for longevity all the time, all the blue zone stuff, right? We're trying to incorporate all the good stuff for our body. But are we doing that for our minds? Are we just skipping that part? And how important is it to focus on some of those things that our mind requires, right? After all, mindset is everything. You could have the most fit body, but if you're not happy on the inside, what is the point, right? Or you could have, the best blood numbers on the inside where all your numbers are, looking fantastic. But if you're miserable, right? If you're sad, if you're, living in fear or worry or doubt or insecurity, what is the point, right? The quality of life goes down tremendously if our mindset isn't working at its optimal best, right? So let's talk about that today. I'm really excited because this is the work that I get to do on a daily basis. And I have an unofficial PhD in mindset. So I spend a lot of time thinking about the mind, our thoughts, our patterns, our behaviors, our belief systems, things that make us who we are on the inside, right? So there are three things that we're going to talk about today in terms of our mindset and how to get it to its optimal health. Number one is the assessment. So how do we assess where our mind is? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like, I'm so stressed, I don't even know what's going on in my mind. And 10 being, I'm in a state of bliss. Where are you, right? Take a self-assessment and see what is going on in your mind. Are you constantly bombarded with thoughts of fear or worry or doubt or insecurity? Just stressed out all the time? Are you frazzled? Are you, living in this chaotic state of mind where you don't even know like where you're going or where you're coming from? And you're just running on this, so-called hamster wheel, trying to get everything done, trying to make everyone happy. And if you are, what is that costing you, right? How is that helping your mind perform at its best? It's probably not, right? But we don't think about this. Imagine if you went on no sleep for 5, 6, 7 days. Like you would be burnt out completely. You wouldn't be able to perform. You would be in a state of like absolute mess, right? So we don't want that. We don't want that for our bodies. We don't want that for our minds. So let's make sure that we are first aware of what's going on in there, right? So just for, in this moment, take a second to think about what are some of the primary thoughts that come up in your mind. Are they to-do lists? Are they checklists? Are they fear lists? Are they worry lists? Because we have a lot of those, right? So whatever they are, just take stock, right? And assess what is going on. Become aware of your mind. In one of my workshops where I'm teaching people how to demystify meditation, I talk about imagining like the TV screen and the ticker tape going on the bottom of that screen. When you're watching the news, there's like that stock price going on the bottom of all the stocks, just kind of scrolling by. That's our mind, right? We have something going on in our lives right now, like you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube. And instead of having your full attention, are you in 20,000 other thoughts in this moment, right? Or are you focused and listening to what I'm saying? Are you multitasking? Or are you singular tasking, right? I know that we have glorified multitasking, but I think that now we're starting to see a kind of a trend towards focused single item task, right? And the reason for that is that when we are focused on one thing, we do it really, really well. But instead of that, what we end up doing a lot of the times is we multitask. We're watching a TV show and we're scrolling on our phone. I mean, prime example of, dividing up the mind's focus in multiple ways. Step one is to assess the mind and understand what's going on in there. Step 2, which is very, very important, is to detox, right? Detox what does not serve you. Get rid of all the toxic stuff in your mind. So let's talk about that. What does that look like? Number 1, we need to release any old gunk that's sitting in there, right? And what does old mental gunk look like? It is old fears, old worries, old doubts, old insecurities that we've been holding on to, right? Those that don't serve us anymore. Maybe at some point they did. Maybe at some point they kept us safe. Maybe when we were younger, right? But now we're older, smarter, wiser, and we know that holding on to those patterns is not serving us. So how do we release those? We release those by talking to somebody. We release those by maybe writing out all of those old beliefs that you want to let go of and burning them in a very safe way. Go outside, put a tea light in a big aluminum tray and burn off after writing down all those feelings. Okay, releasing is super important. So you can release by talking to someone, by writing and burning it. If you don't want to burn it, you can flush it down the toilet after ripping it into shreds. Use a thin paper that's easy to flush. And of course, lastly, you want to release any toxic people, toxic media, toxic situations that you find yourself in as much as you can help it, right? I stopped watching the news a couple years ago, and anything that's important finds its way to me. One way or another, I will hear about it, right? If it's important news. For me, that was just too much toxicity to listen to every day, and I had to just turn it off. So understand what makes your mind out of whack, right? And pay attention to that and respect that, right? Set boundaries so that you don't end up there. I know it's hard to get rid of toxic people sometimes, especially if they live with you or if they are in close proximity of where you are, or if they're at your workplace where you can't avoid interacting with them. But you can energetically detach with them. I teach this special meditation to my clients sometimes when they're dealing with toxic people. And it literally involves energetically detaching from the people that are super toxic for them. And it works like magic. So this is something that, I work on with my one-on-one clients, and I guide them through it when they're working with me, or even in my Align membership. Sometimes I will guide them through this. But it is so, so important to let go of the things that don't serve us mentally, right? Now that we have become aware of what's going on, understood all the darkness that we carry with us, released some of it, and detoxified, now it's time to nourish, right? So just like in terms of food, you would get rid of all the gunk and the crap and the processed foods. You would have to get rid of everything that doesn't serve you from the mind. Right. And sometimes this can take years and years and years of, work. So don't think you're going to be able to do it overnight. Right. If you are able to do it quickly, great. And that's why I say the younger you are, the better it is. Right. Because the older we get, the more we get set in our ways, which is fine. It's never too late. Right. As long as you begin the work and commit to doing it. Okay. Now you have assessed. You have detoxed. The last step is to nourish. How do we nourish? What are you surrounded by, right? Where are you spending your time, your energy, your money, all of that? Are you spending it where it will add on more stress? So are you buying a lot of things to keep up with the Joneses? Because that's just going to add more stress because you'll never be able to keep up with the Joneses, right? Are you spending it in collecting more things, right? Are you spending it on coping mechanisms or checking out of your problems, right? Things like alcohol, food, shopping, recreational drugs, whatever it is that you are spending your time and energy doing, is it bringing you more peace or is it bringing you more stress, right? That's something to think about, because a lot of times we are chasing after this idea of success that the world has given us, and we forget that that is not aligned for us. And if it's not aligned, it's not going to bring us peace or joy. It is only going to add more stress. Are you trying to keep up in relationships where you might add on more pain because of what you're doing in those relationships? You know you need to stop doing those things, but you can't do it. So you keep doing those things more and more and more, and you add on more and more stress. For example, if you have a child who is throwing a tantrum in the middle of the store, it's easy to buy them whatever it is that they want to end the tantrum, right? But is that adding more stress in your life in the future, or is it cutting out stress, right? And sometimes, yeah, buying something for them is easy, but in the long run, you're not doing anybody a favor, right? Because this is just reinforcing the behavior. So instead, if you take the time to understand why the tantrum is being thrown, and you might get down on the floor and sit with the child and be like, okay, I'm here and I'm listening and I understand you're upset, but we need to get up and leave. And when you're ready, we will do that. Now you have caused maybe a little bit of a scene in the store, but you're creating a situation where you will attract more peace in the long run. So think about what is going to bring you peace in the long run. And it's just like that bag of cookies, right? That we want to gobble down when we're stressed out. But instead, if we work on the stress or what's making us want to wolf down that bag of cookies, then we might get somewhere more deep and meaningful, right? So nourish yourself with quality people, quality situations, and quality time with yourself and with others. And that will help you take care of your mind just like you take care of your body. If you already have some wonderful mindset practices, I mean, there's so much that I haven't even talked about, but I'd love to hear what you're doing for your mindset. And if you're looking for a fun, safe, and secure place to come work on your mind, check out my membership Align, because that's exactly what we do. And I know that one way doesn't work for everyone, so I never say my way is the highway, but I will in there have 7 facilitators for you, providing 7 different modalities. And I know at least a few of those will work wonders for you, if not all, because it is magical in there. And we are having so much fun, and we're doing all kinds of fun things to build our mental strength. And that's what I want for you, is to have a strong body and a strong mind, right? So let me know in the comments what works for you. And I'd love to share some resources with you down below as well. So check them out.